It is a lovely Tuesday morning here in Oshawa, Ontario, Canada. Temperature right now is about 17 degrees at 15 minutes before 8 o'clock in the morning. And I just wanted to bring you a quick update as to how things are going here with the pond. And I've been doing a bit of tweaking on the return valves to the pond just to get a bit more water movement going in, and I'll get into the filter pit and show you that in a moment. What I have done is adjusted the valves to open them up a little bit more to allow a better water return to the pond, both through the returns from the upflow filters, as you can see on the far side of the pond there, and that has increased the volume from there. And I have also increased the mid-water returns. I'm not sure if you can kind of see the ripples on the water or not. That is created by the mid-water returns. I have one on the side of the pond I'm standing on here, the other one is on the far side, and by increasing the flow through there, I'm definitely getting more water movement in the pond. The koi have already had their breakfast. They're absolutely loving it out here. Temperature in the pond right now is about 24 degrees. You can see that they're enjoying themselves. The sun's been up for an hour and a bit here, so just starting to shed some light onto the pond. And the fish are absolutely loving it and doing very, very well out here. I'm very happy to say that after all the issues I had at the beginning of the season, things have come along very nicely. Still doing little tweaks here and there with filtration, etc. But we all do that, I think, throughout our careers with koi keeping. And I'm just going to come over to the filter pit now, and I'll show you just one of the immediate impacts that the modification to the valve positions have had on the pond. So I will get down into the pit and I will show you that, and I'll be back with you in just a moment. Alright, I'm down in the pit now, and those of you who have been following my videos will know that when I had pointed out some of the issues I was having here with the float switch, etc., that I had indicated the water level, this is the top of the barrel here, the water level was running in around this line initially where I had it set. What I did yesterday evening was adjust the flow, as I mentioned, from the valves, this one here to the UVs, the one down in there feeding the other mid-water return, and this one up here which feeds the upflow filters. So I've opened them all up slightly, and you can now see that the water level has dropped significantly from here down to this point. Still keeping the pumps completely submerged, which is what I want. They're functioning very well, and I'm getting the flow rate that I was actually had anticipated or looked forward to initially. And in order to get this, but still have the option of the float switch here, which controls the pumps should the water level drop anything below this, it's going to shut everything down until the system refills. So I've lowered that down significantly. Initially it was positioned up about here. It's down, a good 8 inches or close to a foot now. It's kind of at the minimum level before it's going to shut off, but it's working just the way I wanted it, which is actually excellent. And you will notice, and I'm just going to do that now, is I'm going to unplug the pump for the upflow filters because I need to do a cleaning on them. So I have unplugged that pump now, and if you watch, the water level is now starting to rise. You can see it coming up. It's come up already from here. It's heading up to closer to that mark. So that has changed, obviously, the volume of water going into the filter pit, or into the barrel here where my pumps are housed. And you can see how it's come up significantly with that one pump turned off, which indicates to me that the water flow going through the upflow filters is working very, very well at the amended level that I just put in. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to plug in my air pump for the upflow filters. I will do that, and let's take a look at the filters as they start to bubble. They're still working beautifully, so bear with me for a second, and I will be right back with you. Alright, the air is now on to clean the upflows, and as you have seen in previous videos, they are collecting a tremendous amount of algae and other fine particulate in the filters themselves. So just bring this down a little bit, you can get a little bit better look. Now I am finding what I'm having to do to keep these cleaning and functioning properly is I'm actually cleaning them twice a day now, once in the morning and once again in the evening. And you can just see the amount of debris that is collected in the past roughly 12 and a half hours, something like that, because I cleaned them yesterday evening around 7:30, 8 o'clock, and it's now just about 8 o'clock. So it's been about 12 hours. And they are collecting a tremendous amount of debris, which is just wonderful as far as helping to keep the pond clear. Again, you can kind of see down in the barrel there, the level has risen significantly with the upflow pump off, which is fine. And I will do a couple of dumps on these filters, let them get going here, as I said, for probably 20 minutes with each one, and then dump it, and then another 20 after that to make sure they're nice and clean. And the fish are doing very well, as I had mentioned, and by adjusting the flow, as I pointed out there just a few moments ago, you can see hopefully see the ripples a little better on the top of the water now with the tempest. There's the upflows being turned off, and that is creating much more current in the pond. You can see that water movement over there. The fish are doing very well, as I said. They absolutely love it out here, and I am so very fortunate that my construction efforts on the upflow filters worked, and the valve that I have down there, my autofill valve, I've turned it off for the moment because it makes a little bit of a gurgling sound when it's filling. So I just turned that off while I'm kind of doing this bit of a video. It'll go back on in a few minutes. But as I said, everybody is doing very, very well out here. There are 10 fish in total in the pond. 4 of them are primarily black fish, so you will see them come up from time to time, such as my butterfly Kumanru there. She has a bit of white on her fins, but otherwise primarily black. That's another one there. So they kind of cruise around, a little harder to see except at feeding time, but they're doing very, very well as also. So on that note, I'm going to just pause the video here. I'll let the upflows continue. I will drain them in a few minutes, do a second rinse, and get them back in operation, and I will show you at the time the difference between what you saw just a few moments ago in the video and what you will see once the cleaning cycle has been completed. I will be back with you shortly. The upflow filters have been running for approximately 20 minutes now in the cleaning cycle. You can see the color of the water that's agitating here with the media. So I'm going to get down in the filter pit and drain that, and then I'll refill it, do another cycle, and then I will show you again once the second cycle has been cleaned. So I'm going to get down there and do that now. So just hang tight, and I'll be back with you shortly. The upflow filters have been drained and refilled and are now starting their second cleaning cycle. You can see a significant difference in the clarity of the water in here and the media itself. So that first cleaning did an amazing job, as it always does. I'm going to let this one run again for about another 20 minutes, and then I'll come out and do it again. And once that is complete and I have the filters running again, I will give you another quick update just to show you the difference that it makes in doing a double cleaning. And as I mentioned earlier in the video, this will be done again about 7:30, 8 o'clock tonight as well for a second time. So I will be back in about 15-20 minutes, get this drained, refilled, and back into service for the koi. The upflows have now finished the second cleaning and dump of the dirty water, and you can see now the difference, just how clean the media is. So the aeration that I have set up on this is doing a wonderful job to get these clean. I'm going to put the sunshades back up here now so they don't get any algae buildup because of the sun. So they're running. The tower shower is now back in business as well. And seeing as it is connected directly to the upflows, and that will do for the filter cleaning for now. I will come out this evening and do the easy pods as well as another dump of the upflow filters themselves. And you can see that the flow is now back coming in from the inlets from the upflow filters. And you can also see that the water level has dropped on the valve a little bit there. So what I'm going to do is just turn that on now to refill the pond back to its normal level. If you look across at the returns from the upflow, and I'll just zoom in there, so bear with me for a second. You can see the dampness or the water line on the blocks there, the first row right above the water, where it's down about a ½ an inch approximately with respect to the dropping of the water from doing the upflows. So what I'm going to do is, as I said, I'll turn the water supply back onto the valve and get that going, and make sure that this is topped up to where it needs to be. Keep the fish happy and healthy. The one reason that I'm turning this off, my return here, is I am getting some water hammer noises in the house when the valve is kind of opening and closing as it gets to the sort of final level in the pond. What is happening is the valve opens up, fills up very, very quickly and stabilizes the water, but as the fish swim by and with a bit of water current, it does pulsate slightly, causing a little bit of water hammer or banging in the house as the water is kind of starting and stopping. I did install what they call a water hammer arrestor, which is this unit here. The idea being is that there's a little diaphragm inside this copper pipe that provides an air cushion, so as the water is coming and going through the valve there, it is supposed to stop that water hammer. And I believe it has helped slightly, but I am still getting a little bit of banging in the house. So I may have to look at doing something additionally to take care of that. Now I do get a bit of water hammer in the house when I'm doing laundry or anything like that, and the washing machine is starting and stopping as well. So it's not just being caused by this, but because this does kind of pulsate a little bit towards the end of its cycle, it can be a little bit annoying. But you know, something that I'm just trying to sort out now. I think this water hammer arrestor has probably helped slightly, just not quite to the extent that I was hoping it would. So on that note, I'm going to end the video here. I will provide some more updates later on how things are going in the pond, and I will get back to you shortly in another video. So again, thank you very much for watching. If you have not already done so, please hit the like and subscribe buttons, as your support is very much appreciated. And as always, stay safe and happy ponding.